Do you think silver could hit $75 per ounce within the year? I believe it is possible. We have to look at the supply demand dynamics in the silver market. And when we do, what do we see? We see dwindling supply, increasing demand. At some point, the market could break. And when it does, we could see prices of $75 might seem cheap. It might be 100. It might be 120. Let's take a look at these very interesting dynamics developing within the silver market. Let's do that right now. We got a lot to look at. I appreciate you joining me in Ron's Basement. If you get some value from this video, please subscribe. But let's start with the big vaults, the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association, and the COMEX here in the United States. That's where all the electronic silver is traded, right? That's where the big banks trade silver. Some people say manipulate silver, but the vaults that supposedly back up all that paper silver, they are being drained at a very, very fast pace. Every report that I read shows that the vaults are draining like they never have in history. As a matter of fact, I read a little stat that maybe you can confirm, or maybe you can be as amazed by it as I was, but basically it said that all of the silver in the LBMA, to back up all the paper that's being traded at the LBMA, that silver is equal to 1 month of recent imports of silver into India. Again, that's the silver that backs up all the paper silver in the world. It gets even more interesting when we listen to what Nikki Shields had to say after attending the LBMA Gold Conference just a few weeks back. Just attended the annual LBMA Gold Conference in Lisbon. Polling takeaways from delegates. They were mildly bearish on gold for the year ahead, but super bullish on silver as the focus was on physical tightness driven by unprecedented demand. So we're getting confirmation from the big official experts in the precious metals field that we have a supply crunch, while at the same time, massive demand for silver. What does that set us up for? To me, that sets us up for a potential extraordinary move in the price of silver, maybe even possibly a squeeze. We got a lot more to talk about, but I wanted to mention, if you want to get alerted every time I put out a new video, hit the little bell notification. That way you'll get an email or an alert every time I put out a video, and I know you don't want to miss 1 second. Now, the next thing we need to move on to in the silver market is that we are currently in a state of backwardization. What the heck does that mean? Well, it's real simple. Usually, silver, gold, any commodity, anything you look at that's traded is less expensive to buy closer to the time period where we are and more expensive out in the future. It's very rare that any commodity, any metal gets in a state of backwardization. Nonetheless, what that means is that now it's more expensive to buy silver on those electronic exchanges right now than it is out in the future. And that's another sign of very, very robust demand and limited supplies within the silver market. And now let's talk about me and you for a minute, right? The everyday average Joe or Sarge or whatever your name may be on the street. What do we find when we go to the local coin shop to try to buy some silver? If they have any available, it is only available if we are willing to pay outrageous premiums. Premiums on all the silver products are near record all-time highs. If you want to try to buy an American Silver Eagle, there's almost a 100% premium over the spot silver price. You can even sell American Silver Eagles back to the coin dealers at close to $10 over the spot price. That only says one thing. There's only one reason why people would be willing to pay that high of a premium. What do you think that is? That's because there's sky-high demand and, again, a very limited supply. One thing I know about you, you are a little smarter than the average bear. So please, leave a comment in the comment section below. We want to hear from you. We want to get to know you. And you do not have to agree with me. Now let's move on to what Dr. Tyler Wall, he's the CEO, president of SD Bullion. That's a major online coin and bullion retailer. He said the market is as tight as he's ever seen it. Let me read you a couple more things that he said. He said basically silver stackers are getting tired of the fact that the COMEX and the LBMA apparently are able to keep the price down when we know these fundamental supply-demand issues are in place. He also said that he didn't think there was any unspoken silver for left in the market. He also said there's virtually no price quoted that is too high for silver right now, with the benefit of 3 hours of hindsight, meaning if you quote a price likely to get physical silver, it's going to be more expensive just 3 hours later. So everywhere we look, everywhere we see signs of huge demand and dwindling supply in silver until we look at the price. And I understand it is extremely frustrating. Silver under $20 per ounce. Are you kidding me? No, that's the reality that we're dealing with right now. I firmly stand that we will see much, much higher silver in the coming year, but I could definitely be wrong. Let's not forget about our friends in India, right? They're set to import 350 million ounces this year. The whole world will only produce total mine output of 850 million. That's over 40% of the world silver output will be going straight to India. The other thing we need to remember, industrial demand, electric cars, electronics, solar panels, right? I mean, there is just huge growing demand everywhere we look when it comes to silver and shrinking supplies. Hey, I'll be here for you through it all. These are choppy waters on many, many levels. We've got a lot going on geopolitically, right? That also is a supportive factor for the price of silver and gold for that matter. I'll be here. You're always welcome to come back. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.